Hello everyone, today we have the opportunity to have Casey here from Android Central, who brought along the Motorola Droid and the HTC Hero from Sprint. I personally have looked at the Sprint Hero a little bit, but I've never seen the Droid, so I'm going to take a first look at the Droid and see what we have here. So Casey, this actually had a lot of promotion and commercials and all kinds of things going on with it before it launched. And
yeah, Verizon spent I think $100 million on advertising, almost, or it was millions and millions of dollars.
And are the numbers showing that it's doing pretty well?
It's really successful. I mean, I think Verizon customers have been waiting for a device like
size is also quite big. This is a bit different here. This kind of a chin.
It's almost like an anti-chin. If you think about it from previous Android devices. It juts out. This one actually kind of juts in. So,
and I guess it says other Verizon on there. I don't know if is there a mic down here as well, or what's this down here? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it just has a mic and then probably antennas and stuff.
Okay, and then on the bottom, now these aren't buttons.
Yeah, they're touch sensitive, so then you have to be careful when you press them because then sometimes you don't know.
Right, you kind of if you just, I mean, it's really sensitive actually when you just barely touch those. Okay. And are those always light up, or do they change like depending?
It's actually kind of funny. Sometimes they disappear when you need them. Like But then usually when you're using it, then it'll light up.
Okay. And then the big selling point of this device, having such a large touchscreen, is actually it has a keyboard as well.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-row keyboard. Is this an optical trackpad over here then?
Well, we kind of wish it was, but it's more just like a regular old 5-way. Don't be fooled by the gold.
Okay. I gotcha. And that pressing in on the center will activate it. Okay, so the gold actually does have a kind of a separate activation part of it. Okay, interesting. And how do you find this keyboard?
At first I hated it, but as you grow used to it, you kind of get a hang of it, and then it's still not ideal, I would say, because you kind of have to reach over the 5-way. So then, I don't know how it feels like it could be improved, definitely.
And it's funny though. I mean, even I use quite a few different devices, and I always find I get used to the keyboard, and then it grows on you, right?
Yeah.
Now, is this keyboard similar to the G1, where you can actually customize shortcuts and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So looking up here at the Android, this looks like an Android, not so much a customized Android, but a pretty typical Android build with 3 screens I see here.
Yeah, this is still stock Android, but the difference is it's Android 2.0 instead of previous versions were 1.5 or 1.6. This is actually 2.0, the only device with 2.0 right now.
Okay, and what is 2.0's code name?
2.0 was Eclair.
Eclair, okay. I knew it had to be some kind of pastry, right? Somebody's working in the bakery there at Google. I don't know what's going on. So I see you have some applications on here. Now this is the Google Maps, right?
Yeah, they have Google Maps navigation, which gives you turn by turn, and it's free, so it's hard to complain about that.
Okay, yeah. So I earlier we kind of put a location. Let's tap navigate and see what happens. I know we're inside here. We may not have the best GPS signal here. I see the GPS is turned on looking. So what's this? Is this a different menu on the screen here?
I think it gives you the actual directions.
Oh, okay. Gives this a row.
And then if you wanted to go to a different menu, you would hit the menu button.
Okay, which is that touch sensitive button.
It kind of looks similar.
We've got Google Layers here, route info, and more. There we go. It's got quite a bit. So this is the free navigation. Now, is this this free navigation? Is it a lot of them have free navigation as far as does it have free voice navigation as well?
Yeah, it also does text to speech. So then it obviously does in a little robotic voice, but it's under.
Because there's nothing downloaded on the device. This is all streaming navigation. Yep. Even the voice is a streaming voice then, right? Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, usually, I mean, we've seen navigation apps, but never with a voice that actually streams it as well. Now, are there other Android devices that can support this type of navigation?
I believe Android 1.6 and up can handle Google Maps navigation. So that would be the T-Mobile G1 and the MyTouch 3G.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let that look for GPS, because that'll run in the background, right? This is a full multitasking, so if I go back home here. Now, what is the search? Is that a Google search deal?
Yeah, it's always Google search. You can either search by text or choose voice search, whichever floats your boat.
That's pretty nice. Now, so if I have it here, that's kind of almost like a preferred. You tap that and then do a voice search.
Yeah.
There's a complete hands-free search, right? Now, well, does that search tie into Google Maps too? If I search for a location,
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Is the Sprint HTC Hero?
Yeah. It runs Android 1.5 with HTC Sense UI. It's like a custom UI on top of regular Android.
Okay.
It makes it look a lot better.
What's the unlock mechanism here?
I'll let
Slide
you
or?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! It didn't tell me anything.
So it has some Sprint apps, carrier apps, because that's how Sprint does it.
And see down here, the buttons, they're kind of lit areas of this whole panel here.
Yeah, it's basically one panel, but there's 4 different, buttons.
And it has kind of a BlackBerry-ish pearl-looking trackball,
Yeah.
but it's bigger than like the G1. That's kind of nice.
So you can see that it doesn't look like Android, actually.
Right.
Like it didn't look like what the Droid looked like. It has a completely different skin on it, and you can customize it like crazy. There's so many widgets that you can add to it.
And
you
is
just
it?
scroll through, yeah. That's
Oh, it's
pretty
even.
good,
There's
yeah.
even more going.
Yeah.
So there's more screens than the Android had.
Yeah, there's I think there's 7 screens,
Okay.
and you can just add widgets whenever, and you can completely change the. If you go into settings, press the menu button.
This one here.
Oh no, the hardware
whoops.
menu button.
Menu button. Okay.
And then click scenes. You can completely change your home screen to something different. So that if you want to click work, you can change it, and then obviously they'll pop up like work-related items on your home screen. So it's like
Okay.
having multiple phones in one phone.
And all 7. I can customize all
Yeah.
7 in each of the scenes.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
could save your own personal scenes. So then you can always have it for whatever you like.
That's
basically.
nice. Yeah, it looks like there's a bunch of different little controls that you can put
Yeah.
on here. Definitely a widget-based kind of system here. That's it. And I see a lot of there's a lot of different icons going on up top
There's
there.
a lot going on right now. But basically, I think they read a Wi-Fi network. There's Twitter going on, Google Talk, and then like GPS and all this stuff going on.
This thing must be sucking the power down. How long's the battery lasted? Like an hour or something?
This battery life is actually not too bad. There's definitely worse Android battery life.
It's
This
a
one's
nice,
actually okay.
it's a nice feeling piece of hardware,
Yeah, it's very professional.
And what is the what's the specs? I mean, compared to the Droid, what's this running?
This runs basically what previous Android devices run. So it's a little in the old generation.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not. The attraction is the Sense UI. And then the Droid has the updated hardware, and it runs like processors similar to the Pre and the iPhone 3GS.
And is this something, so now we have 2 different kind of interfaces. Would this be something that can be upgraded, or is it more up to HTC to upgrade more than Google, right?
Yeah, it's definitely HTC's call to
Okay.
update it.
And are people messing around with it? I mean, is there like on other HTC devices for
Yeah.
Windows Mobile, there's hacks going on and all kinds
Yeah,
of things?
it's not as crazy as Windows Mobile yet, but people are starting to load HTC Sense on different devices like
Okay.
the G1 or the MyTouch. And then people have also found a way to put Android 2.1, which hasn't been actually announced yet or acknowledged yet, onto the Hero.
And the nice thing about this is actually a Sprint phone. The nice thing is Sprint has like free navigation
Yeah.
and NFL,
NFL.
and NASCAR. I mean, all this other kind of cool stuff kind of thrown into their whole service plan. Now this one's been out for a couple months, right?
Yeah, maybe 2 months, I think.
Okay. I wonder if it's doing very well. Heard much about it?
Um,
do you have readers that?
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal
Yeah.
for a while, and then Sprint has ramped up the advertising with it. They're advertising on par with the Pre now.
Okay.
So, yeah, these are basically the 2 flagship Android devices, one for Verizon and one for Sprint.
And now last year we had one Android device.
Yeah, we only had
the G1. So now we have. Well, here's 2 new ones. How many do you think? Where are we up to now? About?
Yeah, I did a rough count earlier today, and I think in the next couple of weeks there will be at least 18 worldwide.
Wow, that's pretty good in a
Yeah.
year. Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of excitement with the Hero and the Droid, and I think more and more people are coming to take a look at the Android platform. All right, very cool devices. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.